Today we are going to discuss the Vlookup function. Vlookup is a database function that allows you to use information from tables or lists. And we have an example here. This table it's a fun table that represents the top 25 all-time scorers in the NBA. And as you can see, the players are listed here in column A. Their points are here in column B. Their rank all-time is column C. Number of seasons that they've played is column D. And the total number of games that they've played is column E. And we're going to want to take individual players, such as Shaquille O'Neal or Kobe Bryant, or in this case, Michael Jordan, and we're going to want to use VLOOKUP to take information from this part and get information from this part. Let's get right to the function. We'll start by typing in VLOOKUP. So equals VLOOKUP, and as soon as you put the first parentheses in, it gives you this nice little cheat sheet. And there are really four components to the VLOOKUP function. The first is the simplest. It's the lookup value. And it's the value in the first column of data that you want to reference. In our case, we want to reference Michael Jordan. So we can do two things. We can do things the hard way or the easy way. Let's start with the hard way. I can type in Michael Jordan, and because it's text, I'm going to want to put it in quotes. Now, of course, when you type it in, it needs to be typed in exactly as it would appear in the table. That's one way of doing it, but every time you put a VLOOKUP function together, you're going to have to type in Michael Jordan's name or Kevin Garnett's name or whoever the basketball player that you're looking up. You'll have to type their name in individually. I don't type very well, so I don't want to do that, okay? I am going to delete Michael Jordan from here, and what I'm going to do instead is just simply reference this cell here. Michael Jordan is in that cell, it's spelled correctly, and I'm ready to go. Hit comma to go to the next argument. The next argument is table array, and that just simply means, can you highlight the table of data that you want to look at? And we're going to highlight the whole table of data, including the first column that we're referencing, including that lookup value column. Okay. The next column, item is column index number, and what that's saying is, okay, now that we've looked up Michael Jordan here, what column of data do you want to reference? And since we're looking for points, points is column 2. Again, column 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Points is column 2, so we'll put a 2 in there. The next part of the function is critical. It's optional, but it's critical, and I just want to take a moment to explain this. If you type in false here, and we are going to use false in our example. If you type in false, what that is telling Excel to do is to look up and find an exact match in this list. It has to be exact. If you misspell Michael or if you misspell Jordan, it will come back with an error. It will not work. True, on the other hand, will give you either an exact match or an approximate match. The big difference, and the difference that I think is important to keep in mind when you're doing a VLOOKUP, if you're going to look for an approximate match and you put true in here, then this first column needs to be sorted. If it's not sorted, it will not work. Okay, so we have false in. We're going to end it, hit enter, and we get that Michael Jordan has scored, wow, over 32,000 points in his career. Let's just verify that by going across. And yeah, Michael Jordan has in fact scored 32,292 points over the course of his career. That's correct. Now let's do the very same thing for number of games. So equals VLOOKUP. Again, we get our cheat sheet. We want to look up Michael Jordan, comma. We want to reference the entire table, again, including that very first column. We want to put a comma in. Now we're looking for games. What column does games appear in? Column 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, games is column 5. So we put 5 in here. And again, because we're looking for an exact match, we're going to type in the optional qualifier of false. Beautiful. And then we can take this data and do all sorts of things with it. So if we know that he scored this many points over his career and he's played in this many games over his career, well, what was the average number of points played per game? Equals this divided by this. And Michael Jordan scored over 30 points, just over 30 points per game over the course of his career. This is a quick overview of the Vlookup function. I hope this has been helpful.